All right.
Hi, Dr. Ynge. Are you able to, is it recording on your end?
Yes, I am recording.
Okay, wonderful. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us again. This is episode number 6, where we are going to be talking about highly sensitive people who identify with their diagnoses. Do you know anyone like that? Maybe you are like that. Today, I invite Dr. Ynge Ljung to join us again for this wonderful series that we're doing on allergies and talking about how we can get allergies out of our life with her wonderful creation that she's founded, which is the Allergy Kit. I'm Ahava McLaughlin, traditional naturopath, and in South Florida. We're both in South Florida. And so let's get to it today. Highly sensitive people who identify with their allergies. Okay, so um, you know, Dr. Ljung, I sometimes I encounter people in my practice who may come to me and say, I have anaphylactic, or usually it's more like their children has anaphylactic reactions, and they identify so strongly with it that they cannot let go of this identification. And in some cases, these parents may be even becoming advocates, for example, making their schools a complete nut-free zone, and or wheat free or whatnot. And so they identify so much that they can't see that there is an actual possibility that they can be free, that their children can be free. They don't have to be worried that their child get a cross-contamination anywhere, whether it's in school or in a museum or at a park. People in my community carry bambas, which is like these little like peanut, snacks. Like they're like little Cheetos, but made out of peanut, and it's everywhere. And I remember, when my little one, when she had all her allergies, when she was under, 1 years old, and she's walking around touching everything, I had to stop making challah, which is made from wheat, because just the spores releasing in the air would make her react. Now, while it wasn't anaphylactic, it was definitely, we knew we were going to deal with a trigger and then the whole thing. And I felt so overwhelmed, and oh my gosh, I can't take her anywhere. I can't take her. I remember we had like a Passover where we used the matzah, and the teacher brought the matzah to the activity, and it was everywhere, and I was holding her. She couldn't walk, she wanted to go. I couldn't let her go because if she touched it, and she would have a reaction. And it's like, we don't need to live like that. So I was determined to say, hey, I'm going to fix this. We're not living like this for the rest of our life. But some people may struggle with the identification of it. Like, who are they without this diagnosis? Who are they without this diagnosis? So what have you encountered? Have you seen some of that?
Maybe, mostly because for the last 10, 15 years, I've been working mostly online. And many of my clients, they don't call me, they don't contact me, so I don't know.
Okay.
But before, I could see it, that the world is such a dangerous place. And of course it is, but the mothers, most of the time it's the mothers, they live it so intensely, and as you say, they identify with it.
Yes.
And I don't know. I mean, first of all, if you have anything, allergies, especially if you have a lot of allergies and anaphylactic attack giving allergies, your immune system is not strong.
Right.
So the first thing is to build up your immune system. And that's also how my allergy kit is created. So you start first, not with the things that you're allergic to, but with other things, so you can start to absorb the nutrients and start to have a stronger immune system. So there is a possibility, definitely, to get rid of these strong allergy reactions. But of course, you have to be very careful.
Right.
I totally understand that. But I think that one of the biggest things is the fear.
Yeah,
Emotion.
dealing with the fear, and then the void, the void, like what, let's say they go through with the allergy kit and it's cleared and their kid can now be a part of a society in a productive way with other children and not have to be afraid. There's a void there now. They were like this advocate for their child, for their child's diagnosis. And now, like, who are they if they're not that allergy mom?
Yeah, and also that fear, it stays. Even if the kid seems to be okay, the mother thinks it's still danger. There is still a danger about having a bad reaction.
Right.
Don't you think? So first of all, I think you need to treat the mother
Right.
for her
Right.
emotions. Not first, but that is, and also for the child, because of course, if you have a lot of allergies, the world is not a safe place.
Right. Right. Right.
And
And then I have actually seen, by the way, I did use an anaphylactic
oh, you broke up. I didn't hear what you said.
it was the which oh, I think it's going in and out. I apologize. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, good.
Yes.
So I had an adult actually who had an allergy to a certain kind of nut, an anaphylactic where she needs to go to the hospital, the whole thing. And she was very scared to eat it, of course. Anybody who has an anaphylactic allergy, they've had that experience, they have the fear attached to it. And so obviously this makes sense. And so, when we have this intensity of allergy, not just like a little silly allergy that doesn't require hospitalization, but when it's like intense like this, where it leaves that trauma, using that fear vial with you could be in conjunction with the, let's say, nut vial would probably be very a good indication of what to do, because with the kit, because there is that fear. And so rewiring the brain to say, hey, there's no need to be fearful anymore. So what happens when they know the allergy is cleared and then they go to eat the nut, right? That memory is stored of that trauma, that fear, that trigger, and they can actually bring back on psychologically that allergic reaction again, to the point where they get that itchiness in their throat. They feel like it might start closing, so I had someone who actually went through that.
Yeah.
And we have to do it again because we have to rewire the brain. The brain is a powerful, powerful thing. And she's going to be fine, but sometimes it takes a couple of tries to get it to get it right. But for example, she was able to tolerate the pine nut. She didn't land in the hospital, but there was definitely that fear there associated when she tried it. And so we need to do it again, but now really addressing the emotion behind it. Sometimes it's not just physiological, but it's also psychological.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
there was a
So,
case with a woman who visited a friend and she was allergic to cats, and she just made 100% sure that this person didn't have a cat. And then when she
oh,
came, she started to have an attack, and she kind of screamed, "You lied to me! You lied to me!" And it was the
oh,
TV in the next room that had an
oh,
ad on, and with a cat that said meow.
yeah.
She
Oh my
reacted.
goodness. That happened with my son's friend. He always has these allergies to cats anywhere he goes. And my son happens to love felines. So we have a Bengal cat. And anyways, my son's always looking up videos on cats and stuff like that. And um he put on a cat video with the cat was meowing, and we were in the car. The child immediately started to, he asked me, is it possible I could be allergic just by hearing the cat? And I was like, I actually think that's possible. He's like, because my throat feels weird. So yeah,
Yes.
it's crazy how powerful the mind is. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, even when treating allergies with a kit, first of all, when people are very sensitive, from the first vial, I recommend that they do it with a surrogate, which means that
Yeah. For sure.
the allergic person never holds the vials. And also if it is to nuts, it probably has to be done several times. And with the fear or anxiety, maybe both, or maybe one at a time. Plus the emotion vials you can treat, every day. You don't have to have any time between.
Right.
But that is very, very important to make really sure. Go to somebody who can muscle test if they can't muscle test themselves.
Right.
To make really sure that the allergy is gone.
For sure.
And that has to do with fear.
Yeah. I actually had a mom who went and got her sons, both of them had nut allergies and sesame and stuff, and she did a couple of sessions, and then in the end she was like, I can't give them anything unless I test it with a blood test or whatever first. And she went and she got a blood test, and it was clear. She is so ecstatic. She is so happy for her children. So it actually showed that it's gone.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, right. So some people need that extra, because again, that fear or whatever. But I think in that case, when she saw the blood test, sometimes it's like a tangible thing for people to
Yes.
see, then it's like that fear went away because she saw physically it's not there anymore, with the blood test. So anyways,
Yeah,
that was
so
what she
anyway,
needed to see.
it is important to get rid of all the other allergies, even though people don't think. They think, no, this kid has only allergies to nuts, but it's not true. They also have it to all kind of basic
Right.
substances, both eaten and breathing. And it's so important to do that, eliminate those allergies first to build up the immune system. So there is hope for people who are very, very allergic.
And that's the point of this episode, is that you don't have to live with this allergy, be fearful for your child, for yourself. There is help, there is a way, and it's not going to take a year with the other type of treatments that there are out there. This could be really rather fast, and there's an option, and you don't have to suffer alone or in silence or separate yourself from society. There are options, and the allergy kit is the one. So if you guys want to find out more, I have a link below where you can go to the Allergy Kit website, and we will also you can also get with me or Dr. Ynge, and we can explain it to you and how to use it, support you through it, and get you using it correctly. I highly suggest the entire kit because it comes with so many things. Dr. Ynge, it comes even with sugar and parasites and the regular ones like wheat, dairy, eggs, and then you can add on from there the vials that you need, like for example maybe the fear vial. So it's an amazing tool, it's an amazing kit, and if you're ready to move on to that next chapter in your life
And
and
because
get rid of this allergy
what happens
and
if people have a big allergy with all these other small allergies that they don't pay attention to, because it's like if you have a big wound on your wherever, you don't feel any other pain any other place. So these kids are often very picky eaters. I think they're often the body knows that it's not good for them.
Right.
And at the same time, sometimes they crave exactly what they shouldn't have. But
yeah.
But so it's a balancing procedure.
Yeah.
But so when they eliminate the basic allergies, or sensitivities, whatever you want to call them. I'm biased because my kit is called the allergy kit, so I call everything allergies. But by eliminating those basic things, they start to eat. They start to try different foods that they never wanted to touch before. And that is how you can start to build up your immune system.
100%. I love it. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Young. I love speaking with you. This is an amazing topic. It's a hard one, because there's not judgment here, but there's like, hey, we want to
No,
help you, there's help.
yeah,
And breathing through it. We didn't get to talk about breathing, but maybe next time. Stay tuned for breathing next time.
yes.
And water. So okay, amazing. Everybody like and share, please. We so appreciate you tuning in, and
And ask questions and
until
comment.
next week. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Thank you.